Hey folks, walk with me. Well, I have just recently started paying attention to, absorbing, taking in all that I can from the Vietnamese Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh. And I'm going to spell this just in case you want to look it up and you're like, what did you just say? It's 3 words. Thich, second word Nhat, third word Hanh. I hope I spelled that right. But if not, that should be close enough that Google will correct you or whatever. But yeah, I had come across him for quite a long time. You know, if you've watched my videos before, you've probably seen me speak about Alan Watts and Zen Buddhism there. And Thich Nhat Hanh, for some reason, I had just always sort of skipped by. I mean, Alan Watts, for example, is definitely, vocally more robust. Thich Nhat Hanh is very soft-spoken. The recordings of him are sometimes kind of tough to understand because the quality is really poor. But I wanted to talk about a few of the things that I've really come to appreciate now that I've been diving in. And if there's additional interest, I might look into recreating some of these things to the extent to which it helps spread his concepts and his practices. So to me, in sort of the macro sense, what I really like is his concepts of mindfulness and meditation are often inclusive of the body. And this can be very helpful for people with traumatic stress or traumatic disorders, previous trauma, any generalized sort of healing that you're trying to do that requires something somatic in nature, something of the body and not just cognitive or logical. And he is constantly bringing in the awareness and the mindfulness of the body, which I've found to be very, very helpful, especially in the sense of some mindfulness or some meditation teachings are, they feel almost more cerebral, or they try to be more sort of cosmos in nature, some otherworldly-ish quality to them, but he's very much grounded, present in the body, in the physical, and I find it to be very helpful. Now, a few of the things that have really stood out to me. One, I'll start with as simple as we can get. He has a very simple mindfulness breathing technique. And this is going to sound really simple, but try it. As you're breathing in, so we're talking about in-breath, out-breath. This is the mindfulness. As you're breathing in, say to yourself, I know that I am breathing in. As you're breathing out, you say, I know that I am breathing out. And it's as simple as that. And it's a reconnection to, you aren't just blindly or automatically breathing, and that there's nothing more to it, but that you're very particularly pointing out that you are aware, you know what you're doing, and that you're doing it with some intention. Is a weird word because I feel like we attach then like a third thing to it, right? Like I'm breathing with the intention of dot. Well, there is no dot. There is just breathing with the mindfulness that you are breathing. Breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. Even that one, to me, again, as simple as it sounds, I tried it and I was like, wow, this is so simple, but so different and so effective, so impactful. Effective also feels like a weird word because I'm not trying to be like Andrew Huberman optimize everything kind of speak, but take it for what you will. Now, another one that's And you can do this in many, many different ways. You can do it with your heart, right? Breathing in, I feel my heart beating. Breathing out, I smile to my heart. There's a lot of these where it's, I acknowledge this and then I smile to it. He has this one with anger, right? Breathing in, I feel that I'm angry, or I know that I'm angry. Breathing out, I smile to my anger. You can do that with loneliness. You can do that with frustration, sadness, whatever. Now there's also, as we are on a walking playlist here, there is a walking meditation, which I wouldn't do as quickly as I'm walking now, which is not fast, but I would still slow it down. But that walking meditation is simply, as you breathe in, as you're walking, and you try to sort of like sync this in some rhythm to your steps. I'll tell you how I do it in a second. But breathing in, you simply say, yes. And breathing out, thank you. And the idea here is what you're saying yes to is life. So walking, paying a lot of attention to the sensation of your foot striking the ground, of any sort of additional sensation, with the output of walking. But in your mind, you're paying attention to those sensations, but you're also yes on the in-breath, and thank you to the earth, right? So it's almost like that. I sometimes picture that thank you as coming down through my feet as they make contact with the earth, and that is the thank you to the earth. Now, the way I typically sync it up with my steps is I start on the left foot. So as my left foot strikes and I'm breathing in, I say yes, and I let that yes last for the left and the right foot striking. And I do that for as long as the in-breath lasts. Sometimes it's 4 steps total, sometimes it's 6 or 8, but somewhere around there. And then on the out-breath again, I start with the left foot striking, and I say thank on the left, you on the right. Thank you, as I'm breathing out. And again, this may last 2 steps, it may last 6 steps, somewhere in between. And I do that you're walking very slowly, so you have to skew your perception of distance, right? So I don't go far, but at the speed that I'm going, it's probably about 8 to 10 minutes for now, at least. And the idea here is also that you gaze a little bit in front of your feet, right? So your gaze is slightly downward, a little bit in front of your feet, and that you have a light, gentle smile on your face. At least try to remember to do that on the out breath with your thank yous. And then one last one that I'll talk about here that I found very helpful is called the Four Pebbles meditation. And this one, you literally collect 4 pebbles and you place them on your left hand side. You do this seated. And you pick one pebble up and you examine it in your hand, and then you close your hand around it. And sometimes they do this slightly differently, but close your hand around it and place your hands wherever you'd like. And with the first pebble, your in-breath is, I see myself as a flower. And on the out-breath, I feel fresh. You place that pebble in the right hand, put it on the right side. Look back, pick up the second pebble with your left hand, look at it, observe it, smile at it, close your hand around it. And this one is the mountain. So on the in-breath, I see myself as a mountain. On the out-breath, I feel solid. And I do these 3 times before I place the pebble on the right-hand side. Pick up the third pebble, observe it, smile at it, close your hand around it. On the in-breath, I see myself as still water. On the out-breath, I reflect things as they truly are. Place it on the right-hand side. 4th pebble, observe it, smile at it, close the fist, or close the hand around it. On the in-breath, I see myself as space. On the out-breath, I feel free. 3 times, take it to the right. Now sometimes I bring it back to the left, right? So I pick it up with the right, hold it in the right, do the same thing. Oftentimes I'll just do it 1 time to bring it back instead of 3 times. Sometimes I do it 3 times, but obviously that can take longer. So it depends what you're trying to get out of it, how long you want to spend, how into it you are. Sometimes I try to just let myself feel it out and say 3 is sort of the generalized idea, but if you do more, you do more. If you do less, you do less, and just sort of feel where you are in it at the moment. All right, folks, let me know if you'd be interested for me to focus in on and do any of these, like replicate any of these as a particular video, if it would be helpful. But if this intrigued you at all, look up Thich Nhat Hanh. There's a really cool documentary on his life. It's only like 25 minutes long or something, but I found it to be interesting. I believe it's called A Cloud Never Dies. Well, in any case, thanks for watching this far along. And as always, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video.